Hello and welcome to this session of the Pilot Accelerator Masterclass, where today we are going to be covering the flight school selection process. Choosing the right flight school is a critical decision in your journey to becoming a pilot. In this session, we are going to evaluate how to select a flight school that best fits your budget, goals, and career aspirations, as well as some key questions to ask and red flags to look out for. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, welcome to session 5, Mastering the Flight School Selection Process. Every great flight begins with a well-researched plan. As always, don't forget to go to pilot-accelerator.com/newsletter for important updates regarding the course, as well as tips, tricks, and information that I don't put on YouTube or the masterclass. YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Like, follow, and subscribe. Follow for exclusive content. And share this course. I need your help in creating a community, so let's soar to the skies together. I want to see each and every one of us achieve our aviation goal, fly the plane that's a plane of our dreams, and have our dream career, dream job, and have a happy life. Let's do this together. So here's what we're going to cover today. We're going to talk about choosing the right flight school, what to look out for, including reputation, resources, and program structure, asking key questions, some essential questions to ask admissions for professional standard, and spotting red flags. I'm going to help you identify potential key risks, such as hidden costs, as well as underqualified instructors, because the quality of your flight training is crucial to your journey and your success in this career. Warning, this is the most important video in the entire course. Watch the entire video, don't skip, don't fast forward, and as a pro tip, watch the video in 2x speed if you want to save some time. Choosing the right flight school. Evaluating reputation and accreditation. Ensure that the flight school is accredited and recognized by aviation bodies such as the FAA or a regional accrediting agency. I haven't heard of too many, but I have heard of flight school scams. There are people out there and schools out there who advertise themselves as being professional or accredited flight schools, and they are not. So do your research. Take notes, go visit the school if you can. Don't just sign up to a school that you've never visited. These are the people that you're going to be learning from. These are the people that are going to be laying your foundation for your career and everything you learn. While yes, there are certain things that just come with being a pilot and you need to know certain coursework, you are still learning from these people. You are learning how to study, how to fly, your habits of pre-flight, post-flight, checklist usage. Things like that are going to be crucial throughout your career, especially if you want to get to the airlines. So just go out and meet these people, ask questions, look at the planes, look at the facilities that they have, make sure that it's something that you can see yourself giving money to. A strong reputation can often be validated through alumni reviews, feedback from industry professionals, and schools' reputations inside of the aviation community. There are plenty of aviation forums, people on Instagram, people on LinkedIn, Facebook. So whenever you're doing your research for these flight schools, look at anything and everything that you can. Read as many reviews as you can. Go on LinkedIn, see if there's anybody on LinkedIn that specifically went to that flight school that you're looking at. I know when I first had my job at Boutique, I was a direct entry captain. I had no idea what it meant to be a captain. As far as what we're in charge of and things like that. It was my first job at being a professional pilot, so the first thing I did was go on LinkedIn. And I went on LinkedIn, typed in Boutique Air. I think I ended up putting like direct entry captain. I went to Boutique Air's page, started seeing who is following them, started looking at all the pilots, ended up finding a couple direct entry captains, messaged them, asked them anything and everything that I could about what it was like to be a captain at Boutique, flying the PC-12, any tips that they had for me. I even ended up having a long conversation with one guy and had a phone call with him right after those texts for probably about 2 hours. Just told him who I was, what I was doing. This was my first job, direct entry captain, any question or any advice, things like that. So do as much research as you can. Find as many people as you can. Dig deep. If you have to almost be a stalker to a point of finding people who were part of a flight school or things like that, just go as deep as you can, get as much information as you can. There's also a good external resource here. It's AOPA Flight School Finder. So here's the AOPA Flight School Finder. You can filter this out specifically for what kind of aircraft you're looking for. If you want to find a school that does aerobatics, gliders, gyroplanes, helicopters, if you want to be a helicopter pilot, seaplane, get your seaplane rating, or you can just go single engine. We'll go single engine. Here's some simulators, some advanced aviation training, basic aviation training device, and FTD, full flight sim, procedures trainer. Procedures trainer is, we call it a paper tiger. All it is a poster board that looks just like a flight deck, and it's put on a wall or right in front of you. So like whenever we're practicing our flows at Mesa or at JSX, whenever we sit in front of Paper Tiger, like I said, paper poster board right in front of you. That's going to be the flight deck that you'll see in front of you whenever you're in the plane, and then as well as the center column for you to act like you're throwing the levers forward, the thrust levers forward, or hitting the mic to talk to the flight attendants or the cabin, things like that. As well as certifications that you're trying to go for. If you want to be a CFI, there's only certain flight schools who teach up to a certain level. So private pilot, I would imagine just about every flight school will teach private pilot, and instrument, probably up to commercial. There's certain flight schools who won't. So do some filtering, choose the state that you live in, and start doing your research and finding the flight school that you want to be a part of. Reviewing resources and equipment. From simulations to skies. A quality school should offer well-maintained aircraft and up-to-date simulators. Just about every flight school I've been in, whether it was Part 141 or not, they have good planes that are well-maintained. They look good. No insane oil leaks. No problems. They haven't been crashed, anything like that. And then they also have simulators. It's not going to be a full flight simulator like the ones that I have to go to for recurrent and current or initial training, the ones that are at CAE, but they are just a step down. It's not going to be completely full motion where it can go 10 degrees up and do all these crazy maneuvers, but it will give you a sense of movement as well. So like whenever you're turning, it should turn. It'll go up a few degrees, down a few degrees, and it should feel like you're genuinely flying a Cessna. If they don't have that and they just have like a computer screen and some like a home flight sim, perfectly fine. You can still do majority of your like instrument training procedures on that. They should offer at least some sort of simulator for you to practice and train on. Verify the availability of training resources such as study materials, flight planning tools, and the ability to access these resources when needed. Again, all the flight schools that I've been to, that I have researched or visited, they're always going to have some sort of like flight planning room or study materials. They're going to have books that you can either rent or just read while you're there in the room. As well as flight planning tools like the E6Bs, calculators, straight edges, maps, charts of your local airport and area that you're flying, and they should have it open at all times. Having up-to-date resources ensures your training is aligned with current aviation standards. It is crucial to stay within the aviation standards. Just because a chart just expired yesterday doesn't mean nothing changed on that chart. You need updated charts. You need up-to-date resources to make sure you have all the available information to you, because that's what your job is as a pilot. Even as a private pilot, even as a commercial pilot, if you're not in the airline level, you need to start acting like you're at the airline level and get all the available information and resources that you have and that you can get and use it for your benefit. Understanding program structure and support. Structured learning and personalized support. Flight schools should offer clear, structured training programs. This includes well-defined schedules, flight hours, and practical training programs. If your flight school does not offer a clear road from 0 hours to blank license, 0 hours to private pilot license, or for private pilot to instrument to commercial, and so on. If they don't have a clear map of this is when you start, this is your ground school, this is when you're going to fly, or this is how many hours you need to fly and you need to get it done with this certain amount of time. We need you to have your written done on this day before you can do your practical. We'll have your check ride scheduled for you. Things like that. That is at least the bare minimum for flight schools. They should be clear and concise and get you through the door as quickly as possible. Evaluate the level of personal attention you'll receive, such as mentorship, ground school offerings, and instructor availability. I have been in flight schools where they do not offer very many ground schools, and even if they do, the quality of the ground school is not that great. They teach you all the really basic stuff that you kind of already learn as you're going through like an online course or going through the books, all the basic stuff that's kind of already said. So the best thing you can do is evaluate, see if they have some sort of syllabus, like what's covered on their ground schools, how many ground schools are offered. Is it an advanced type ground school? Is there a check ride prep type ground school, as well as instructor availability? That's going to be crucial as well, because if the flight school is completely booked with instructors and they're all flying and there's no room for you to get in, how are you supposed to get your hours? So that's going to be a crucial step as well. Personal attention that you receive, such as mentorship. I'm sure there will be some sort of counselor or someone to help guide you through your process of getting your first license or getting the next license. If there isn't, it's not the biggest deal breaker in the world, but I would think that they should have something. If they don't, obviously come here where we will answer any and all questions that you have. Or if you do need mentorship, I will also be available within the masterclass. I will have a section of the masterclass where you can go in and sign up for mentorship. I will personally, one-on-one, give my attention to you, answer any questions you have, help guide you through your private pilot, your instrument, commercial, whatever it is. If you need help, I'm available. You should always have a comprehensive learning plan from day one. If you do not, you're having to piece all this stuff together, and in my opinion, that's not a very good flight school. The whole reason you're joining a flight school is to get this structured program. If you do not have structure and they do not have a comprehensive plan from day one of what you're supposed to learn, when you're supposed to learn it, or at least give you the materials and say, here's what you need to know, that is a red flag. Asking key questions, but the right questions to make an informed decision. Inquire about instructor experience and qualification. Ensure that the instructors are certified and have relevant experience, not only teaching, but also in the type of flying that you'll be doing. It does no good to be taught how to fly with the goal of, let's just say your goal is to get to the airlines. There's certain things that you need to get into your head now, flying Cessnas, like staying configured, staying stable, staying on speed, staying on altitude, always doing checklists, always being in front of the plane. It does no good to be taught those fundamentals from someone who's never flown in the airlines. My point is, you just don't want to be taught by someone. If your goal is to get to the airlines, you don't want to be taught by someone who flew crop dusters their entire life and they fly like a cowboy. While they might have some good experience and teach you some good things, they're not going to teach you the fundamentals that you need. Ask about their flight hours, certifications, and teaching philosophy. Oftentimes, if you're at a flight school that's a college flight school, like a Purdue University Global or Purdue University, a University of North Dakota, Embry-Riddle, ATP, those type flight schools, the CFIs that you're going to be taught by are people that were in your position. So if you're going through any of these flight schools and you're in the middle of your private pilot's license, they were also in the middle of they were in your exact same spot. So you're kind of being taught by you in a way. Obviously they have more hours, they have more experience, they're a certified flight instructor. They had to go through certain steps to become a flight instructor, so they are qualified. But that experience that they have is going to be limited to either flying in a pattern, doing really short cross countries, not really having much real world flying experience. It's important to be taught by someone who has real world flying experience outside of your state, outside of the traffic pattern of the airport that you fly in. I personally was taught by multiple flight instructors, but the person who taught me the most, which is Spencer, I've mentioned it before, he was a flight instructor for the Air Force. During Vietnam, he went in and enlisted. He did his tour during Vietnam, got out, and swore to himself that he was going to go back to school and get his bachelor's. He went back to school, got his bachelor's in 2 years, 2.5 years. Went back to the Air Force as an officer and became a pilot. So he flew KC-135s, which is a air refuel plane. Flew KC-135s in Vietnam for multiple years, and then ended up going and becoming a UPT instructor, undergraduate pilot training. So the people who either just graduated from the Air Force Academy or ROTC or Reserve Guard, when they were going to become Air Force pilots, my instructor Spencer was the one who was teaching them. I thought that was amazing that I had someone who taught Air Force pilots, because he has those fundamentals and the things that you are going to be important to you for your career. A highly qualified instructor should not only be knowledgeable, but should also communicate concepts clearly. If they don't communicate concepts clearly, it's hard for you to get a mental picture or a mental idea of what you're supposed to be doing in your head prior to actually doing it. And getting that mental picture of, a maneuver that you're supposed to be flying, or coming in for landing on short final, getting prepared to land, those type of things. Even taxiing, if your instructor can't visualize or say to you and get a mental picture in your head of what it is you're supposed to be doing. Also not a massive deal breaker, but you will find challenges within your training. Communication is going to be key. So if you have an issue with communicating with your instructor, find another instructor, or discuss with your instructor the things that you're having a hard time understanding. See if you can try to talk through some of the things of what's confusing you, that type of thing. Either work through the problem or try to find someone else. And it doesn't hurt to go find another instructor, because like I said in the last video, there's plenty of things to learn from multiple different instructors. Ask about training completion rates, guidance on your journey to the skies. Hey aviators, I hope you've been enjoying the session so far, and I know we're just starting to get into the good stuff, and I apologize for having to interrupt the video here, but I need your help. I have a desire to help hundreds, thousands of people such as yourself accelerate their journey to the skies, and I have a Skool community dedicated to just that, the Pilot Accelerator Academy, and my offer to you is this. If you want to continue watching this full session as well as all the other sessions inside of week 1 of my masterclass, you can do it absolutely free by joining my Skool community today. It's a place where we connect, learn, and grow as aspiring pilots. It's 100% free, and once you're in, you'll have access to this full session as well as all the other full sessions inside of week 1. And because I really appreciate you being here and sticking with me so far, I have a special bonus for you. When you join the community today, I am offering you a lifetime membership to the Pilot Accelerator Academy. All you have to do is like the video, comment flight level, and share the course with 3 of your friends. This means you'll get full access to the masterclass, plus every new session I post in the future, as well as access to a community full of aviation enthusiasts and pioneers such as yourself. So click the link in the description to join us inside of the community now and take advantage of this incredible offer. I can't wait to see you there and help you continue your journey to the skies. Again, thank you for being a part of this, and I hope to connect with you inside of the Pilot Accelerator Academy community. I'll see you there.